is going on, everyone? Have you ever wished that your favorite movie of all time was given a sequel? Well, when I was younger, I always hoped that Inception would eventually have a sequel. But now that old dream could turn into a reality because reports and rumors have indicated that Christopher Nolan's next movie, Tenet, next summer, could possibly be an Inception sequel. I heard rumors like this last week, and I figured I may as well just give you guys my reaction. What is my take about a potential Inception sequel? And Tenet is already one of my most anticipated movies of 2020. I cannot wait to see what Christopher Nolan does next, even though his last film, Dunkirk, did disappoint me. So if these rumors do end up becoming true and Tenet is an Inception sequel, how would I feel about that? And the answer is, I don't really know, because Inception is such a great film, and it doesn't feel like the type of movie that needs a sequel. When I was younger, I always wanted an Inception sequel. I was anticipating it eventually to be made, but never really happened. And now that I'm older, my thoughts have changed. I don't really care because the old movie is just so good with a star-studded cast. Nolan's films always have terrific casts, and sometimes it doesn't matter how good the cast is. Look at a movie like Memento. The cast there, it's solid, but is it star-studded? No, it's not like his other films such as The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar. That film doesn't have the cast like those films do. But it's still a terrific movie and one of my favorite films of all time. Before we dive into anything else though, let's take a look at Nolan's two sequels that he's made, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight is considered to be one of the greatest movies of all time, and that stands for myself as well. It's an incredible piece in terms of cinematography and direction. Christopher Nolan, it is one of his best films, if not his best film for most people. And The Dark Knight Rises, while it did receive mixed reviews for audiences, for myself, I still really enjoy the movie, even though it's not as good as The Dark Knight. So Christopher Nolan, he does have a good track record when it comes to making sequels already, especially when you look at The Dark Knight. But what about the chances of an Inception sequel being as good as the original Inception? Yes, The Dark Knight is probably better than Batman Begins, but that does not mean that any other sequel Nolan makes will be as good. Just look at The Dark Knight Rises. In general, I don't know if I trust Nolan as much as I once did with his previous movies like The Dark Knight and Inception. Look at his other recent movies besides The Dark Knight Rises, like Interstellar and Dunkirk. Interstellar did not receive great reviews from critics, nor did it receive great reviews from audiences. And Dunkirk, I was very disappointed with that movie, did not reach anything close to my expectations. A lot of people I know were underwhelmed by that film too. Critics did enjoy Dunkirk, but could you look at the last three movies he made and say those are better films than The Dark Knight and Inception? I don't think they are. Obviously, it'd be extremely difficult to make an Inception sequel as good as the original Inception. I don't see it happening because of how great that movie actually was, as well as The Dark Knight. Nothing, in my opinion, could ever top those two movies for Nolan, as shown by the last three movies he's made. At the end of the day, if Tenet is an Inception sequel, I don't think I'll be on board as much as other people probably will be. Yes, it could turn out to be a good movie, but how good? And does it make sense to have an Inception sequel when this film might not even connect to the original Inception, considering the cast from Inception is not even a part of Tenet? I wanted a sequel growing up, but nowadays sequels just don't do it for me like they used to. I feel like sequels were better back in the day, but now in 2019, 2020, and years beyond, it just doesn't seem to be the same razzle-dazzle as it once was, and an Inception sequel I don't think should happen. I hope Tenet is a separate movie from Inception because Inception is just so great. I don't think anything else should be explored in the world of Inception, not at least for another 50 years. Just leave it be, because it is a great movie, and I don't want to see anything else having to do with Inception for a very long time. Alright, and those are my thoughts about the potential sequel to Inception coming out next summer. It's called Tenet, July 17th, 2020. I'm very excited, but I hope it's not an Inception sequel like some reports are indicating right now. What do you guys think? Do you hope that Tenet is an Inception sequel, or do you hope they have nothing to do with each other? Let me know. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.